Are you ready to be great? Stop letting self-doubt, insecurity, and fear prevent you from building your business. This morning, wake up to success. Here's John Preston.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Wake Up to Success. Today, I want to warn you. I want to warn you about the end of the year trap. It is something that every business person, every salesperson, every entrepreneur deals with in some capacity or another. It's that trap about doing work these last 2 weeks of the year. It's very easy for us to get suckered in to, I'm just going to ride out this year and make next year spectacular. I would bet many of you, I know I have already had conversations with yourself that sounded something like this. Well, I've already screwed up this year. I tell you what, come January, I'm going to do it different, and next year is going to be the best year I've ever had. If you've had that conversation, you are primed to fall victim to the end of the year trap. Now, I will tell you, be sure to use Christmas and New Year's to spend time with your family and your friends and enjoy a little celebration. You've earned it. But be careful about the rest of the days, especially that week between Christmas and New Year's. That's a week where it's very easy just for us to completely shut down. So just be aware. What's the danger, you say? Well, here's the danger. Every day you're not working. Every day you're not developing your skills, practicing your presentation, doing the things you know you need to do to be successful. It takes an extra day to get back to where you were. So while you may be thinking you can shut down for these 2 weeks and then kick it off on January 3rd and ready to take on the world, that's just not realistic. What will happen is you will, January 3rd, you'll be ready to take on the world, but you will have forgotten much of what you knew because you haven't been using it. So it'll take a couple of weeks to hit your stride again. And then it's the end of January, and suddenly you're behind on your goals and the frustration starts in again. If you go back and replay all of the previous New Year's that you vowed you were going to do it differently, I'm sure you've seen this situation play out many times. Now, the other part of this that is fascinating is how easy it is to tell us that there just aren't any clients available the rest of the year, that everybody takes this time off to spend with their family. That's just not true. That is often a rationalization we use to give ourselves reason to take the time off. So there's several things about these past couple weeks on the sales side that you should keep in mind. First of all, if you sell to individuals, know that a lot of individuals got money for Christmas. They've seen products that other people got that they're ready to have for themselves. Or maybe they took that week off between Christmas and New Year's and are bored to death and would love to talk to somebody about an exciting new product. Those are opportunities. Yes, you may have to reach out to more people before you find those opportunities, but they are there. If your customer is business related, it's very important to know that a lot of business owners work that week between Christmas and New Year's. They give their staff and their employees the week off, but they use that time to plan for the upcoming year. Most of the rest of the year, they're just too busy. So they use that time to work on their budgets for the upcoming year and to plan for the upcoming year. So if your product is related to businesses, that's when you need to be in front of them while they're planning for the upcoming year and how they're going to spend their money. On top of that, there's another situation that exists with businesses that is very important these last couple weeks of the year. Those are the folks who've had a tremendous year this year, and a lot of folks have. And they're worried about how much taxes they're going to have to pay for this coming year. And that's a big concern. And the best way to avoid paying a lot to Uncle Sam is to buy something you've needed for a while going into the new year. Because if they can spend money on something they've needed Now, that's a tax deduction. That is an expense they can take off their taxes, which means they pay less to Uncle Sam while acquiring something they need. So as a business-to-business salesperson, there's no better time to be in front. And as a business-to-individual person, there's no better time to be in front of customers. But yet we tell ourselves nobody's going to buy. And once we do that, we give ourselves an excuse to take the last couple weeks of the year off, which puts us in a position to start next year off behind the 8 ball. And it won't be long before we'll be frustrated. And the year we want to have next year will not happen like we hope. Now, over the next few lessons, I'm going to be talking about a lot of things you can do during this down period to really set yourself up for tremendous success next year. Because once again, how you spend these last couple weeks of the year are going to determine whether you hit your goals next year.